Everyone, Daniel here from Twin Bytes with another quick tutorial for you. This time we're going to be talking about how to find some high network usage traffic on your computer. Why you might want to do this is if you think your computer's been infected by a hacker. You may get a phone call from your internet service company saying that there's some kind of virus on your computer that's sending out traffic and they're blocking your internet access until you get your computer fixed. And you're going to want to find out what's causing this high traffic going out from your computer. So I'm going to show you how to find that coming right up. So the first thing that we want to do, I'm going to show you on my computer screen here. We want to open up a task manager. You can do that by pressing Ctrl-Alt-Delete and you'll get a list of options here, and there's Task Manager at the bottom. Once you click that, you'll get the Task Manager come up. One of the things you'll want to do is go into the Performance tab, and down at the bottom you'll see Open Resource Monitor. That'll open up a screen here that will take some time to populate. You may be on the Overview tab at first, and that gives you a list of all the different programs that are running, CPU usage and that. But this covers from the CPU, the memory, the disk, and the network. So you can see everything at a glance all on one screen. But what we want is to zero in on the network. So if we go over to the Network tab, then we can see a list of all the processes that are running. It gives you the name of them, their process identification number, and it also tells you how many bits per second that are being sent and received, and you got the total. So you can sort this by the total or by just what's being sent out and see what is taking up all the usage. Now this one here is showing me the program that I'm using for remoting into it right now, because I'm remoting into another machine to do this video with. If we look under the network activity, it gives us a lot more information of the file names, and of course they have their identification number. There's IP addresses and names of computers and that sort of thing that will tell you where it's coming from and or going to, and the of course the amount of traffic that's being sent and received you'll be able to see based on each one. So you can scroll through the list and look for anything that's suspicious. And one of the easiest things to do is just look at what's taking up the most space right now. And this one is clearly sending out a lot of traffic compared to everything else. And if you're not doing anything right now, and there is a lot being sent out right now per second, then you might want to look this up and see what is this process name. What does it refer to? And there's a PID, which is the process identification number. You can even do a Google search on that to find out what it is and see if it's a legitimate program or not. I had to recently fix something for someone, and we found it under the TCP connections. It wasn't listed under network activity. So if we just narrow this down, minimize these other two, look at this, we can expand this a little bit more. This is a short list, but we had one on his that was pages long. We had to scroll down to see everything. And it all narrowed down in this one case to a file with a name that was referencing Microsoft Outlook. And the problem was that he didn't have Outlook installed. He didn't have any Office software installed at all on the computer. Yet there was a program that was being identified as usually normal, legitimate program to run, but it can be compromised by hackers. And since he wasn't using that program and it was running, we knew that that's not right and that may be a problem. So we had to go and search, looking at one particular file name, find out where that's located on the computer and remove the file. we had to take permission of it first in order to gain access to deleting the file. And then once we were able to delete it and reboot the computer, this list dramatically decreased. So, and the network usage as well, you can see the TCP connections. It's got a little graph going here. It was at the top, and as soon as we removed that and stopped it, we were able to see it drop right down dramatically. But this, of course, always readjusts itself. The scale here showing 0 to 20. So the scale was higher. But when it dropped down and it finished scrolling across, the scale, of course, dropped as well, which made the green go right back up to the top. But there was a lot less connections. There was a lot less traffic being uploaded. And so overall, we were able to see a dramatic decrease. So this is one of the ways that you can look at finding the culprit and removing it. There's no guarantees that once you find that one thing that's the problem. The only guarantee of making sure that a hacker isn't in your computer anymore is to back everything up, format the hard drive, and reinstall everything. But that's not something that you really want to do. So what we want to do is try and isolate the issue, scan it with antivirus and anti-malware and other tools that you can hit it with, and then manually look through things here like this. There is another program that we can use that will help us find the problem if this isn't good enough. You might see the program running down here at the bottom is Net Balancer, and it runs kind of as a see-through image, but it's highlighted right now. You can change the options on it so it doesn't run all the time. But if I just double click on it, it should open the entire full program. And here we can see a list of all the processes that are running. And it gives us a little bit more detailed view here. You can sort them by name, by how much downloading is happening or uploading, and you've also got the number of connections, so you can see what a certain service is using, and then the total downloaded or uploaded. So usually the problem with the hacking is that they're going to be uploading. So they're basically sending out packets to attack. So your computer might be turned into a bot that is part of one of their botnet, basically a computer army that's you're recruited like part of the army, but you're recruited into their evil army to attack other computers. So instead of them attacking one computer themselves, they recruit a whole bunch of other computers that then attack that one computer. So your computer could be part of that attack and you don't even know it. But looking in here, you can look at uploaded, sort this by the highest uploaded. So you may have to click it twice. You'll see the little arrow pointing up if it's showing if it's sorted by ascending order, or down if it's sorted by descending order. And you'll see the amount of traffic here. If we highlight this one, it says service traffic. That's very generic. It's built into Windows. It could be anything. But let's do a little test here. I'm going to go into PowerShell and just make this smaller, and let's have a look at what happens with the upload speed once I start to ping Google. You see how the upload dramatically jumped from 70 bytes per second to 148. It actually went beyond that for a moment and then dropped down to 148. And it seems to be holding fairly consistently. And it's got 2 packets. Now it's gone up and dropped back down again to 2 that are uploading. So there's the one that was there before, and then there's this one that's happening, which is increasing the upload. If If I cancel that and see the upload, it takes a moment, but it dropped right back down to 74 bit per second, and the up per second is showing only 1 again. So there's only 1 service, and of course, as I'm saying this, it skyrockets to over 100. There's always going to be various services starting and stopping all the time, and this, now that I'm looking closer at that, something else kind of took over, and I had this covering it, so maybe I should give it a bit more room here. So we can, the one that we're looking at is service traffic. So it's got 1. The other one, I said it jumped up so much, that's a different program altogether. So there's only 1 again at 74 bit per second. So let's just hit this again. And a few seconds, here we go. Yeah, it's 140 bit per second uploading now with 2 services running in the background. So we know that this is causing one of them, but what's the other one? That's some other built-in service, but it's not using much traffic at all. So it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, when meanwhile it may not even be a needle that you're looking for. It could be a paper clip. So we have no idea what we're looking for. It's just trying to make use of all the tools that we have to narrow this down and find the problem. Let's cancel this, close that, and we see it drop right back down again almost instantly. So between these different tools here, you can look at what's being uploaded the most on your network. And over here, the built-in one into Windows may be good enough, as it was for me in this last job that I just finished, and it was enough for me to find out what is chewing up all the bandwidth uploading. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys did find it helpful. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.